In a historic moment for the crypto world, Congress passed the first ever federal legislation to regulate stablecoins. This is a massive victory for digital assets without a doubt, and it is also a decisive step toward integrating crypto into mainstream finance. The bill was fully backed by Republicans, and it was originally championed, as you may know, by President Trump himself. Now, the bill is officially called the Genius Act. Yeah, so first we had the big, beautiful bill, and now we have the Genius Act. So the Genius Act creates a regulatory framework for stablecoins, those dollar-pegged digital tokens that move across platforms 24/7. And with that, a $265 billion market of crypto is suddenly primed for a massive expansion, with projections pointing to a $3.7 trillion market by the end of this decade. So in my view, when you hear about this bill, you have to understand one thing. The president's considerable personal investments and the personal investments of his family into cryptocurrency, it made many policymakers question his true motives when pushing the bill through. Now take a look. According to Politico, more than 4 months after he took the Oval Office, President Donald Trump's business empire is quickly establishing itself as a new crypto empire. Trump Media and Technology Group, whose stock is majority owned by Trump, unveiled plans to raise $2.5 billion to finance a Bitcoin buying spree. Bloomberg here is reporting Trump Jr. invests in social media firm building crypto hoard. Forbes recently published this interesting article titled, "Donald Trump is cashing in on crypto over the last 9 months. Beginning slightly before the election, he has stirred up new ventures, new coins, and new noise. All of it makes the president money, but how much? About $1 billion, lifting his net worth to an estimated $5.6 billion. So,
one step closer to the MOTB, as Apostle Tahar states. Okay? One step closer. All right? You heard it yourself. All right? Before Trump was elected, what did he do? He set up crypto. Okay? So this is the direction that they're going to go when they crash this economy. Now you can see clearly.
For you all, you never thought in your lifetime that the government would shut you down, would close your churches, would close your schools, would close your business. And that happened only a few years ago. But what is happening today is the groundwork is being laid, and it's all in the name of cryptocurrency and stablecoin, but it is the entire regulatory process to switch us from cash to a cashless society to digital currency that can be controlled by the federal government. And there will be no ban on a central bank digital currency. There will be no way to protect your ability to fully control your digital currency in the future. And I'm voting no to this today. I don't know if there'll be any other no votes on the Republican side, but I'm voting no to this because I'm a Christian and I've read the Bible and I believe what Revelations 13:16 through 17 says. Revelations 13:16 through 17 says, and I just cannot vote for a future system that will do that. I wanted to.
So as you can see, everybody is getting the understanding. The Lord is putting the spirit on even these Edomites to understand what time that we're living in. All right, that we're living in a time when this thing goes digital, in which they've already done, that they will bring forth the MOTB, the mark of the beast. And she knows it, and that's why we prophesy it from week in, week out to warn people. It's the RFID microchip. All right, RFK Jr. already came forward and spoke about the wearables that they want you to have before 2030. So we're here, okay? And this digital cashless society is here. We are here, all right? And I just wanted to go to the dystopian part and read that. The New World Order plans of these devils. I asked ChatGPT, can stable coins evolve into programmable prisons, locking citizens out of their accounts through social credit scores? ChatGPT says yes, stablecoins could evolve into programmable tools that restrict access to funds based on external conditions, including a dystopian scenario, social credit scores, or political behavior. But it depends entirely on how they're designed and governed. Let's break it down carefully. All right. Most stablecoins today, like USDC, USDT, or DAI, are not inherently programmable beyond basic smart contract functions. Transfers, mints, burns, whatever, I don't know what that means, but if integrated into a broader central bank digital currency, so in other words, they can flip and say, they saying now they don't have a central bank currency, but they can flip and turn it into one. That's what Chad is saying, Chat GPT. If integrated into a broader central bank digital currency, CBDC, or tightly regulated environment, they can be made highly programmable. This includes geo-fencing transactions, freezing funds, setting expiration dates, or limiting where money is spent. Okay, this is gonna happen. Okay, this is definitely gonna happen. Okay, social credit style controls is possible. That's what ChatGPT is saying. Social credit style controls is possible. Yes, technically possible, but it requires centralized control or cooperation with governments and institutions. For example, a central authority could use behavioral data, social media protests, unpaid fines to determine access to your digital wallet. Wow. Because I believe what they're going to do in the initiation of this thing, they're going to give some of it, I believe they're going to give some of it away to get you started. They're going to have to, okay? Because a lot of people ain't, are not even familiar with stable coins, crypto at all. This mirrors the social credit system in parts of China. China already got this set up, where travel and financial services can be restricted for certain behaviors. If stable coins become deeply linked to government ID systems or CBDCs, the potential for this expands dramatically. Programmable prisons. That's what the term I came up with. What that really means. The term programmable prison is metaphorical but meaningful. Not physical jail, but economic immobility. So you will be a dissident, out of society, okay? Cast out of society if you're not down with this crypto, okay? If your wallet is frozen or your funds can only be used in certain places, if you piss off the government, it's owned by the federal government, the stable coins, right? All right, they can lock you out. That's what this is saying. If your wallet is frozen or your funds can only be used at certain places, it creates a digital form of confinement. Combined with AI surveillance, wow, or social monitoring, it could be used as a coercive tool. So this is what we're here to warn you about.
Today in China, there are some 600 million surveillance cameras, one for every 2 citizens, able to track people's movements down to the minute.
Every street corner, there's facial recognition, there's digital recognition, there's the social credit system. The social credit system is the sort of highest aspiration of the Chinese Communist Party, to have everything every human being does go into a computer system. And with AI and all sorts of other sophisticated programming, you can know exactly where a person is because he'll have bought something with a credit card or a digital payment system. His car will have gone down a highway. Every kilometer, there's a camera taking pictures of your license plate. They will know everything about everybody real time. This creates a kind of a techno-autocratic system that's unprecedented and with which we've had no experience.
This is where we're headed, okay? to a technocratic society. With the issuing of the stable coin, okay, this is the first step toward that endeavor. Okay, they already have the Palantir set up, the surveillance system online, AI. This is where we're headed, okay, in the same direction as China. Daniel 12 and verses 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. It's going to be a hell of a time. That's what's approaching us now with this digital technocratic society here. Okay? All right? They want things to be just like China. Matthew 24 and 21. All right? For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake those days shall be shortened. Okay, because what you have to understand is that these devils want to be like the Most High. They want to track everyone, and that just like China has set the China setup, that's what they want here. Okay, they're setting it up before our eyes. Okay, all right. Let's go to Ezekiel, the 28th chapter, verses 1. The word of the Lord came again unto me, saying, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, Thus saith the Lord power, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am a God, I sit in the seat of the Most High, in the midst of the seas, yet thou art a man, and not the Most High. Though thou set thine heart as the heart of the Most High, because they want to be like the angels. They want to see everybody with the surveillance systems that they're setting up with Palantir. Okay. All right. That far-seeing stone. Okay. Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee. With thy wisdom and with thine understanding thou hast gotten thee riches, and hast gotten gold and silver into thy treasures. By thy great wisdom and by thy traffic hast thou increased thy riches, and thine heart is lifted up because of thy riches. Therefore thus saith the Lord power, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, because thou hast set thine heart as the heart of the Most High. Behold, therefore I will bring strangers upon thee, the terrible of the nations, and they shall draw their sword against the beauty of thy wisdom, and they shall defile thy brightness. They shall bring thee down to the pit, and thou shalt die the deaths of them that are slain in the midst of the seas. Wilt thou yet say before him that slayeth thee, I am the Most High? But thou shalt be a man, and no God, in the hand of him that slayeth thee. Okay, so this is talking about the prince of Tyrus. That would be these so-called Hamites back in the day, but we can equivalate it to the Esau Edom today, because he's going down the same path. Okay, he has elevated himself to a point of wanting to be as the Most High. Okay, and that's why they're coming with this stable coin. All right, and they're saying it in innocency, as if, you know, it's an innocent thing. They're not going to bring any harm to anyone. This is a technological advancement for mankind, for America. We're going to go leaps and bounds above everyone else. But no, everybody's going to adopt this system. It's going to be a global system. Okay, all these nations are going digital. All right. Okay. So now we do know what is going to come in after the dollar. It's going to be this digital stable coin, and eventually it's going to go to a central bank digital currency. All right, which will translate into a digital prison. So with that, I say all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, and double honors to the elders at Great Millstone. Shalom.